Greetings, fellow Saiyans Digidestined, Tamers, and other life forms. Welcome back to Saiyan TCG. In today's video, I'm just doing a recap of the pre-release I went to for Xros Encounter. And yeah, so for going to the event, I got this Agumon alt art of the Agumon from BT9 or BT8. Which is the one for the Blackboard Greymon deck. I really like the art. I liked it's like the Virus Greymon with its three little Agumon babies. Pretty awesome. I need to pick up more of the. I need to pick up a playset of those. I wanted to try to get them off some of the other people, but of course, since a lot of people are kind of afraid of cross hearts, a lot of people I think are going to be playing Black or Greymon, so they were all keeping theirs. I bought boxes, and I'm just going to show these off now. I opened the pre-release packs off camera, so I know which ones I got exactly from participating. I pulled Renamon and Lamormon. So that one I know was my pack for playing the game. And then out of my packs of for the boxes, because you get another pack per booster box that you got. So I got 3 of them. So I pulled Male Bergermon and Greymon go together. And then I got Shotmon Cross 4B and Shotmon Cross 5B that go together. And then to go along with that Lamormon, I got the baby for Angoromon, Bosamon. And then shout out to my favorite Jellymon. We got Thetismon alt art. Or not alt art, pre-release stamp. So those are my pre-release pulls of the pre-release packs that you get for attending these events and buying the boxes early. Now for my deck, if you never went to a pre-release before, I am pretty sure I've explained it before, but it's not like normal Digimon where you have to Digivolve and like follow the color requirements. So like you can only Digivolve a level 3 red egg into or a level 2 red egg into a level 3 if it can Digivolve over a level 2 Digimon or egg. So, like in pre-releases, you don't have to worry about that. You can Digivolve a blue Digimon into a green Digimon, even if it doesn't have the color ability to Digivolve. So, you could kind of just mix and match stuff. And mostly, when you go to a pre-release, you play what you get. So, if you whatever eggs you get, you play the eggs, because being able to hatch and draw a card is important. And also the whole being able to protect your Digimon, like to build up in the background if you want to. So I had, for my Digimon, I had Demi-Meramon, which was pretty good because his inheritable is, well, this card has a non-red, while a non-red card is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this card gains 1,000. And since you're mixing and matching anyways, it's really easy to get that effect off. Next, we had Bosamon, which really wasn't so good. Because it's when an effect suspends a Digimon, this card gains 1,000 DP for the turn. I didn't have really anything that suspended my opponent's Digimon, so that never came up. And then my last egg, which was also pretty good, was Baby Domon. So He's inheritable as when attacking. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you draw a card. And since it's a pre-release, usually going to be playing more than 1 Digimon because we're not playing tower meta because you get random cards. I was lucky out of my packs though that out of my 6 pre-release packs that you get to build your deck out of, I pulled 4 super rares. So I got Shopmon X5, Dark Knightmon X, Gankumon X, and Omnimon X. I actually got to use X5 doing a Digicross with the Tamer. It felt really good to do that one. I never got to use the Omnimon X, usually because my level 6s would probably get killed. I think they usually got killed by the time I got up there. But it was just basically so I could bounce back one of their highest Digimon back to their hand and then be able to control the board with having the biggest Digimon on field. But the evolving for 7 costs was also really a negative. Then we had Dark Knightmon. I did Digivolve into this a couple times. Paying the 5 was pretty bad, but the when Digivolving being able to get a black or purple Digimon from your trash to your hand was pretty nice. Just a way to recur cards. Probably the one level 6 that I did go to the most was Gankumon because he's a blocker, and then we didn't have any sister mons to use for his effect of when Digivolving, so he was just basically a 12k blocker, which then I ran the white option plugin, which gives another 3k on until the end of your opponent's turn, so he could become a 15k blocker, so that's pretty nice. Then for option cards, I ran one blazing memory boost. I never actually played it from my hand. I was more hoping that it would hit in security and give me 2 memory, but that never happened. I usually had it in hand, and I never played it. I did play Blue Flare Digimon, but I never felt like actually playing this to try to dig for cards. But it's definitely worth it when you actually play the full Blue Flare engine. Next, we played the, like I said, the white plugin, the reinforcement plugin 0 or O. So it's, well, you have a Tamer, you don't have to, you can use this card without paying, having its memory, or without meeting its color requirements, so you don't need a white Digimon out, or a white Tamer out to play this. As long as you have a Tamer, then one of your Digimon gains 3k DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So it was just how I also used this just when I would swing over or attack into their security. If I had this in hand, I'd play it so then my Digimon would get beefed up by 3k. So then hopefully they wouldn't be able to swing over my Digimon, and that way I could keep attacking. Next, we have the Digimon that didn't really fit into a specific, like, strategy, like Blue Flare or Cross Hearts. So I had Tinkermon, mostly because of her on-play, to being able to give one of your opponent's Digimon -1 security was pretty big, especially when I was trying to, like, survive. If they were able to swarm me, I was able to just block one of their Digimon from swinging at my security. And I was actually able to do a little combo with one of the other cards that I had, which I'll just go ahead and show it now. I had this Sansomon, which are on Digivolve, when Digivolving, you give one of your opponent's security -1, and then her inheritable is when you swing, you can give another Digimon minus security -1. So one turn I went into her, then at the end of turn I went into a Mega, and then on my opponent's next turn he had 2 Digimon out. I swing with my Mega, which was, I think, the Gankumon. I was able to clear one of their Digimon, give one of their Digimon minus security attack -1, and then I played Tinkermon to give their other Digimon that they had on the board security attack -1. So I basically blocked out their whole turn, and it was pretty awesome. Just being able to control their board state so that they couldn't actually do damage to me. Meanwhile, having like big Digimon on the field. And then just being able to swarm to attack for game later. It was pretty cool. I had Kokuamon next. His inheritable is when he deletes a Digimon in battle and it survives, you gain a memory. I never actually got to use this, but of course, you gain a memory if you delete an opponent's Digimon, and being a pre-release, you usually are trying to swing, and sometimes you try to get rid of your opponent's Digimon. So it just came in handy. Next was Angoramon. I didn't have any green Tamers, so I couldn't really use his main ability to draw 1 card when you play a green Tamer. And then, I didn't have anything to suspend my opponent's Digimon, so I couldn't draw a card off that. He was mostly just to have some level 3s in case I had to rookie rush. Same in case with Monitamon. I didn't run any Nightmon or Dark Nightmon or Deadly Axemons, so he didn't come into play. He was just mostly a level 3 to have. My level 3 that I think was probably the MVP besides Tinkermon was this Pulsemon, that while you have 3 or fewer security, he gains blocker. So, I mean, having a blocker to save you was pretty good, especially since there wasn't that many blockers in this set to play with. Besides this and Gankumon, so I was lucky to get probably both the blockers that you could get. So, like, I was able to protect my security pretty good. Oh, I also had Cross 5 is also a blocker, so yeah, I got 3 blockers in my deck. It was pretty crazy. Next, we had Mushroommon, just because he's a 2-cost 3K body. Pretty nice. We also had Balukamon, which is a 2K with 5K, or a 2-cost with 5K. The only problem was that his Digivolution cost was a 2-cost, so mostly I would just play him from hand. Then we got Azuramon as a level 5 that could evolve for 2, and he's an AK swinger, so pretty good to be able to swing over things or just to do checks. Then we had Pile Volcamon, which I never got to use, but he has Blitz when he Digivolves, and he gains 2,000 DP on your turn. So you're swinging for 13, but I never got to use it, but I did face it in matches, and it really sucked when I probably would have deleted him because it would swing into a 12K Digimon, only for them to be 13K and survive. Alright, so next, we will go to the parts of the deck that had themes going around it, but they always didn't come out so well. So I had one of my 2 Tamers that I had was Uamano. His ability is when a purple Digimon gets put under him, you can draw 1 and gain 1. And then you could use him to force Digicross into a Bagra army. So you could do up to 3 Digimon, and for every Digimon that you force into the cross, you get 2 memory reduced off the play cost. So I was hoping to use that to go into my level 6 and level 4s that were purple Bagra Army, mostly being Tech Demon, but it never happened because I usually wouldn't have the Tamer, or I just wasn't able to get there fast enough. So, out of the Bagra Army cards, I had Troopmon, which is, during your opponent's turn, when your opponent plays a Digimon or Tamer, by trashing one card in this card's Digivolution cards, you may gain 1 memory, which never came up. Mostly because I think I was hard playing these, or maybe I was dumb and I didn't actually activate the effect. So, yeah, I probably misplayed that now that I think about it. Next was Sunbirdmon. So when attacking, you could place a purple Digimon card from your hand under one of your Tamers to draw 1, and then in conjunction with the using the U, then you could do basically draw 2 cards and gain a memory off of the swing. So that's pretty good, but I never got to use it. And then he also has a effect when this card is trashed from the Digivolution cards, you could gain 1 memory, and the Troopmon has the same effect, but I never got to use those. Then we have Mad Leomon, which is 5 cost, 4K attacker. And then opponent's turn, when your opponent affects added cards to your opponent's hand by trashing 1 card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, your opponent trashes cards from their hand equal to the number of cards that they added to their hand by the effect. Which I never got to use, but mostly because I'm pretty sure I forgot that was how the effect worked. I was kind of dumb. And then I forgot that you could Digicross normally, so I could have played him for 3 by putting a card underneath him and then Digicrossing. So, and there was a time that I actually could have done that to gain more advantage in the match, and I messed up. And then again, his effect is when he gets trashed, you gain a memory. Then we got Damemon, who can play the Uamano when you Digivolve or when you play him from hand. And then on deletion, he saves. Again, effect like all the other ones. When it gets trashed, you gain a memory. I had 2 of those. Then we'll go to Baumon, probably the one card that I really messed up on was... So, when attacking, you could trash up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. And then on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play 1 Beelzemon from your trash without paying its cost. When I hadn't really looked at the cards, and when I saw it, for some reason I thought it said that it played from hand. And I swung, because I was like, oh, I have it in my hand. I have like 13 cards in trash. I'm good. And then it wasn't until after I attacked and I was like, I'll play him from my hand now for free. Then they were like, no, that's from trash. And I was like, well, I just attacked for no reason. I could have Digivolved into a Mega and then just held my position for another turn and probably won. But instead, I decided to attack because I thought I was going to play him for free and then attack in. So that really sucked. And then we have the card that I tried to... I did Digivolve into him a couple, like 2 matches. But I never got to actually do the forced Digicross. So then you could do his on play, which will then play 2 blockers, or two Bagra Army cards, and then they gain blocker until your opponent's turn. So then it just helps you to hold off your opponent, which is pretty cool. So that was all the Bagra Army cards of the deck. And then I played, so this was a jumble mess of Different cards. Next is the Team Cross Hearts. So our other tamer was Taiki Kudo, which on play you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with cross hearts to your hand, and then you could add another card with cross hearts underneath him. So then basically helps build up your Digicross stuff. And then you could use the cards underneath him when Digicrossing. And since a lot of your all your cross hearts have the save mechanic, where after they die on field, you could put them underneath your Tamers. It just makes it so you could help recycle your thing. So of course we played Shoutmon, which checks top 4 for a cross heart and a Taiki if you don't have him, and then on deletion save. His inheritable is if this Digimon has Shoutmon in its name, it gains Rush. We played Dondokomon. He's just a level 3, but he is a cross heart, so it came in handy sometimes. Then we have Starmons, a level 3 cross heart. On deletion, he has save, and then his inheritable is, well, this card has Shoutmon in its name. You draw a card when you swing. Next, we got Sparrowmon. All turns, well, you have a cross heart or Twilight card on the field, it gains 3k, so it becomes a 5k swinger. On deletion, it saves, and then if you use him for a Shoutmon or Mervamon card, that card gains Reboot. So it's pretty cool. Then we have Spotamon. So when you play it, you can put him underneath a cross art card to de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. And then his inheritable is when you attack, you could reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with cross heart or legend arms among them and add it to your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So it just helps you dig for more cross heart cards. Then I had 1 Darulamon on play. Well, you have a Digimon with cross hearts or a Tamer with cross hearts. You give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 3k, so it helped me eliminate some of my opponent's level 3 Digimon. And then again, he gains the save ability. And then your turn, well, this Digimon has Shoutmon in its name. All of your opponent's security gains minus 2k. Then we have Ballistamon, the blocker of the team. So well, you have a Digimon with cross heart or the Tamer with cross hearts. He gains blocker. On deletion, he saves, and then when his inheritable is, he basically gives it blocker as long as you have Shoutmon. And then the final card, which went along with the Balmon, except he's actually a cross heart, is the Balsamon. So his on play is you may trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Yeah, top 3 cards of your deck. Then for every 10 cards in your trash, you can delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So I was kind of hoping to just be able to delete his Digimon. And then end of inheritable. End of attack, for every 10 cards in your trash, you could gain 1 memory. Which that really just comes out if you actually have the Cross 4B or Cross 5B. Since you need him for that Digicross. So that was for the cross hearts. Again, like I said, I was actually able to do cross 5 with the Shoutmon, Starmons, Darulamon, Ballistamon, and Sparrowmon. And it was pretty cool. Like, I am going to be playing cross hearts. Little spoiler, I guess, for the people out there. Like, I've said, like, there's people who didn't like the Cross Wars season because everybody talked about how the show got canceled in English. But like, I like the show. I don't know why people hate it. I mean, I'm a fan of like mecha things, so it kind of just Cross Hearts kind of feels like mecha in a way because of the Digimon are combining to actually form a bigger Digimon of the combined parts together. So I don't know. It's like it. And then for the final cards, I had Team Blue Flare, so I had one Gaussmon on deletion. You could play a level 4 Digimon with Blue Flare and its traits from your hand unsuspended without paying its costs. And use a level 3. And then off that, I had Greymon on play, reveal top 4, add 2 cards with Blue Flare from among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. If you have a Kiriha or a new one in play, you may return 1 Metal Greymon from your trash instead. On deletion, save, and then when attacking, well, this Digimon has Blue Flare in its traits, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, unsuspend this Digimon. Then we had Decardramon, which was a nice play off of the Gaussmon. So his on play is you draw 1 card, then for every Digimon your opponent plays, or your opponent has in play, you draw another card. And then again, he has a save, and then all turns while your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, he gains 1,000. I actually had this under one of my stacks, so it was pretty nice to just get that 1k boost on him. And then we had Decardramon, which has Armor Purge. On play, when Digivolving, you can place 1 card with Blue Flare from your hand or from under one of your Tamers. Under this card as a bottom Digivolution, if it has a Decker Greymon in its Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of the turn. Then he has Digicross -2 for Metal Greymon and Decardramon, but I didn't have a Metal Greymon. But he could evolve over a level. He could evolve over a level 2 or a level 5 for 2 or a level 4 for 4. So you could Digivolve Decardramon into Decker Greymon and then get his little effect. Then we had Cyberdramon. I never played it, but I thought I could place it underneath one of my cards. But it never came up. And that was the deck. I won the first match. I 2-0'd my opponent. And then the next games after that just all came down to 2-1 decisions where I always lost in game 3. It really sucked. I really wanted to get the War Groundmon Alt-Art winner promo just because I like Gallantmon too. And I was really hoping to win it. Me and this other guy from my locals, we both play Gallantmon. So, like, we were both, like, rooting for each other to try to win it. So that at least one of us could have won the War Groundmon. But we didn't get it. It sucks, but, I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long and maybe you guys didn't care about it, but I had fun. If you guys haven't gone to a pre-release, still say you should definitely check that out. It's fun. And yeah, stay tuned for box openings, starter deck openings. Yeah, this is Saiyan TCG. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Goodbye.